It's time for North Myrtle Beach Chiefs baseball on the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs Sports Network, and it starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to North Myrtle Beach Chiefs baseball right here on the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs Sports Network. My name is Brandon Biskobing, and I will be bringing you all the action as the number 9 ranked North Myrtle Beach Chiefs get ready to take on the number 5 ranked West Florence Knights in what will be one of the biggest matchups, if not the biggest matchup, for both of these teams this season, but certainly for the Chiefs as they look to solidify their spot in the SCHSL playoffs. The Chiefs come into this game with a 13-4 record, 6-2 in region play. West Florence comes into this matchup also with a 13-4 record. They, though, come in with a 5-1 record in region play and are tied for first place with Hartsville, who has already beaten the Chiefs twice. Hartsville and West Florence split their series, so a sweep by the Chiefs over West Florence could create an interesting situation as we quickly approach the end of the regular season. North Myrtle Beach comes into this one ranked 9th in the state of South Carolina according to Max Preps, number 4 in the quadruple A rankings for Max Preps. West Florence comes into this one ranked 23rd in the Max Preps South Carolina rankings, 6th in quadruple A. North Myrtle Beach averaging 8.12 runs per game, with opponents averaging 3.06 runs per game. Currently on a 9-game winning streak, have not lost in the month of April, and they will look to continue that tonight after giving B.A. Alderson his 100th win of his career here at North Myrtle Beach on Friday with a 10-3 win over Darlington. West Florence comes into this one averaging 6.588 runs per game. Opponents averaging 3.76 runs per game. Their last game, West Florence's last game, was a non-region game on Friday. They faced off against, excuse me, forgot to write this one down, so let me go. West Florence, their last game was a 6-5 loss to Chesterfield in non-region play, actually last Wednesday. So they haven't played for an entire week, whereas North Myrtle Beach, they played on Friday. But like I mentioned, a big matchup in Region 6-5A tonight, with both of these teams looking to solidify their place in the SCHSL playoffs. We'll get you the starting lineups right now. First for the South Florence Knights, it will be number 4, Bryson Graves, leading it off and playing center field. The left fielder Josh Williams will bat second. He's number 12. Number 25, Dylan Snyder, will be the first baseman, and he'll bat third. Batting cleanup, and the pitcher is number 5, George Floyd. Number 16, Coleman Kelly, will be the right fielder and bat fifth. Batting sixth, and the designated hitter is number 10, Harley Davis. Number 2, Nick Edick, will be the second baseman and bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing third base will be number 6, John Cobble. And batting ninth will be the shortstop, number 3, Ty Suggs. The extra position player will be number 31, the catcher, Jack Wilson. Now for the Chiefs, number 3, J.J. Velez, will lead it off and catch. Jomar Lugo, number 1, will play shortstop and bat second. Batting third and the first baseman will be number 17, Burgess Gerganis. Batting cleanup and the designated hitter will be number 20, Luke Rice. Number 11, Anderson Boyes will bat 5th and play right field. The second baseman, Kevin Rivera, number 14th, will bat 6th. Batting 7th and pitching will be number 10, Billy Barlow. Number 17, Camden Gasky, will bat 8th and play third base. And Trace Hall, number 12, will round it off, batting 9th and the center fielder. The extra fielder today will be number 8, A.J. Vereen, who will play left field. So there's the starting lineup, and now the pitching matchup for this one. It will be a battle of two Division I level pitchers, as both George Derek Floyd and Billy Barlow going to Division I programs. Barlow going a little bit higher. Both of these guys going to Division I programs next season. Barlow going a little higher echelon, with him going to Clemson to become a Tiger in the ACC. Floyd will head down to the Citadel next season. He will become a cadet. George Derek Floyd comes into this one with a 5-2 record on the season, a 2.94 ERA on 33.1 innings of work. This will be his 8th start of the season. Like I mentioned, 5-2 record. Has a 2.94 ERA, 1.14 whip. Has 21 walks and 65 strikeouts. And on the flip side, Billy Barlow comes into this one with a 5-2 record, 1.53 ERA on 36.2 innings pitched. Has given up 8 earned runs, 11 walks, and 64 strikeouts. He's been very effective on the strikeout front, and that's kind of what you expect when it comes to his work. Like I mentioned, this is a huge game for both of these teams, but especially for the Chiefs, who are, at the moment, while they would make it into the playoffs as a result of an at-large bid, are on the outside looking in terms of the region contenders for the playoffs. Barlow throws a 91 to 94 fastball, 80 to 81 mile an hour changeup, and a 76 to 79 mile an hour slider. Going around the region real quick. Actually, first we'll go through the series history. This is actually the first time in the Max Preps era that these two teams are playing each other. West Florence, this being their first season, along with South Florence being in Region 6-4A, previously in Region 6-5A, along with the likes of Carolina Forest, Conway, Socastee, and St. James. They moved down a classification down to 4A, and this is the first time that these two programs have been in the same region together. So not so much a rivalry. Not obviously the big rivalry will always be against Myrtle Beach, but maybe the beginning of something between these two programs. And speaking of Region 6-4A, we'll go around the region real quick. West Florence and Hartsville tied for first place with 5-1 records. North Myrtle Beach right behind them at 6-2, but like we all know, Hartsville did sweep the Chiefs earlier on in region play. So if North Myrtle Beach were to make a big run in these last 4 region games, the Red Foxes, would still have the tiebreaker over the Chiefs there. So this is definitely the biggest of the 2 region series that the Chiefs have left. in between these two teams, in between the two, as the other one will be the last series of the season will be against Myrtle Beach, who we will get to in just a second. South Florence right on the Chiefs' tail, but that one, the Chiefs do have, I believe, have the tiebreaker there. Both teams, they tied in region play. And the two teams tied in the regular season, or in the two games that they faced off against in the season. As the starting lineups are being announced. Actually, excuse me, I take that back. That was actually the first two games that the Chiefs won to start off this winning streak. The Chiefs won both of the games against South Florence, so they have the tiebreaker over South Florence. So South Florence needs some help from their crosstown rivals, West Florence, in these games if they want to win, if they want to have any chance of getting into the playoffs. Remember, there are only 2 spots in each region this season due to COVID. So that third spot is key because you have the at-large bids in the lower state in 4A. Right behind South Florence, who and they're pretty much out of it, but they would certainly like to play spoiler in that last series of the season, is Myrtle Beach at 2-4. Darlington's at 6 at 2-7, and Wilson is at the bottom at 0-8. As the announcements are finishing, the starting lineups announcements are finishing off, and we are just about set to step aside real quick for the national anthem, and then we will be right back with first pitch between the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs and the West Florence Knights right here on the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs Sports Network. We'll be right back. Burgess Gerganis comes in to pitch to try to close this one out for the Chiefs, and he will face off against the bottom of the order for West Florence. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. Leading it off will be Nick Edick. He is 1 for 2 today with a single. The first pitch to Edick is a ball up and in, and it's a 1-0 count. Gerganis, this is his 7th appearance as a pitcher this season. Has an 0-1 record. Has not given up an earned run yet, as that ball is grounded short. Weak grounder to short. Ranging in, making a strong throw is Lugo. And there's one away. Great job by Lugo coming in quickly on that short chopper. Fielding it cleanly, throwing on to first in time for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up John Cobble. Or excuse me, actually we have a pinch hitter for West Florence. The first pitch is just reached out at. Strong throw by Gasky on to first in time for the second out of the inning. And now West Florence is down to their final out. That ball was a hard liner to Gasky. Gasky made a great job fielding it and threw it a little high. But Barlow, who moves over to first, is able to make the catch and come down on the bag in time for the out. The pitch. Ball low. And it's 1-0 to Ty Suggs. He is 0 for 2 today. Reached on an error by Rivera in the second inning. The pitch. Ball low. 2-0 count. Chiefs down, Knights down to their final out. The 2-0 pitch. Strike called at the knees, and it's a 2-1 count now. The 2-1. Swung on and chopped into the hole, ranging to his right, throwing and a little too short, and gets past Barlow at first base. So that'll be an infield single. Lugo made a great attempt at it. And a very strong throw from in the hole by Lugo. But just was not quite able to get Suggs at first base. That'll bring us back to the top of the order. And Bryson Graves. He's 1 for 3 today. First pitch to Graves is a ball low. And it's a 1-0 count. 1-0, 2 away, runner on first base. West Florence down to their final out. The 1-0. Ball up and in. And it's a 2-0 count now. The 2-0. Ball up and in again. And it's a 3-0 count now. Burgess losing his command a little bit. The 3-0. Strike right down the heart of the plate. Just a get-me-over fastball by Gerganis. And it's now a 3-1 count. The 3-1. Strike right down the heart of the plate, and now West Florence is down to their final strike. The payoff pitch. Swung on, foul back. We'll do it all over again. If nothing else, even if this ends the game, At least Graves can say he went down swinging and went down fighting. And West Florence certainly has done that in spite of how this game has gone thus far. Game started out very even and what looked to be a pitcher's duel on paper. The payoff pitch is swung on and flown out high into in right center field, ranging out and making the catch is Boyers for the final out of the game, and that'll do it. Chiefs win it 10-2, and they move up to 7-2 in region play, 14-4 overall. This is West Florence's second loss in region play. They dropped down to 6-2, 13-5 in region play, and with the win by South Florence, this makes things very interesting. Now you have a four-way tie for first place with 4 teams with 2 losses apiece. And the last couple of weeks of the regular season here in Region 6 4A have become much, much more interesting. Final score 10-2. Winning pitcher is Billy Barlow. Losing pitcher goes to George Floyd. And the Chiefs get a big one here. And like I mentioned, this game, originally, looking at it on paper, looked like this was going to be a pitcher's duel with the 2 Division I commits going head-to-head. But the offenses said, not so fast. Both teams getting off to a hot start offensively, scoring 2 runs apiece in the first inning. Barlow was able to settle in. Floyd, not so much, giving up 8 subsequent runs. And the Chiefs win this one in commanding fashion, 10-2. They will head to West Florence to face these Knights once again on the road on Friday. Then on Saturday, they will head to Myrtle's Inlet and play St. James before coming back here on Tuesday to face off against Aner. That will be the next game we will have for you on Tuesday, May 4th against Aner right here at the Hank. So be sure to join us then. Once again, final score 10-2. Chiefs make the region play much, much more interesting. This has been a presentation of the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs Sports Network, presentation of SHN Sports. I'm Brandon Biskobing saying so long, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Once again, final score 10-2. Chiefs win over